finally back. I clearly have given birth to my baby boy. His name is Kason. He weighed 7 pounds 1 ounce. I thought he was going to be like 9 pounds, but he wasn't. And he's the sweetest little thing ever. And I am very overwhelmed with 2 kids under 2. I have my monitor here with my toddler sleeping, so let's hope I can get through this video before she wakes up. I was vlogging this, but I'm not the best vlogger, and once I start telling you the story, you'll understand why I stopped vlogging after a while, but I will insert like the clips that I do have. So I'm going to talk about my experience with inducing myself with castor oil. I don't have time for the backlash, and I don't really care what people have to say. I do tons of research on everything I do beforehand, so I'm going to trust myself before I trust what you tell me on the internet. I'm going to always go with what I think is best. So whatever. Do what you think is best for yourself. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. Let me stop rocking because that's probably dizzy. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. Not a holistic doctor. Any of that. Okay? I just do what I find best for myself, for my kids, for my family. So let's say I was 39 weeks. Very pregnant. Very uncomfortable. Very over it. So I told my husband I was going to take castor oil. Now, this isn't the first time I take castor oil. I took castor oil with my first pregnancy with Reagan. Didn't work. Didn't work out. So this time, this pregnancy felt a lot different because I felt much more in pain. I couldn't walk. I had like terrible, sorry, if I keep looking away, it's because I'm looking at her monitor, and I have PTSD from her waking up from her naps early because she hasn't been napping. I'm dramatic, PTSD, but that's dramatic, but she's been waking up from her naps early, so I'm going to keep, maybe if I move it, then I'm going to keep, let me get into it. So, yeah, so I took castor oil with her pregnancy, didn't work out, took it with his because I had horrible pelvic floor pain. It was terrible. I could barely walk. I couldn't roll over in a bed. It hurt so bad to just move from side to side. It felt like he was falling out along with my bones in my body falling out. So I was over it, and I wasn't working anymore. I was like, I'm getting this baby. I'm going to try castor oil for real this time. Even my husband was like, it's going to work this time because I've never seen you in this much pain. So I go to Walmart. I watch a bunch of videos, do a bunch of research, Reddit, everything. I even asked my doctor. He told me to go for it. It's scheduled for a C-section on Tuesday, the Tuesday that was coming up. I started doing this procedure on a Friday, the Friday before the Tuesday. I really could not wait. So I took the castor oil on a Friday evening. I've seen that you should eat first and then take it. One sec. My mom's calling. Okay. I forgot where I was at. Let me just do a rundown again. So I got it Friday, ate a meal. I can't remember what I ate, but I ate something. And then I decided I was going to take the castor oil. So I took, I think, 2 tablespoons, fat tablespoons of castor oil. And about an hour went by, and I started having contractions. And I was like, okay, I'm going to keep these going. And they were painful. So I was bouncing on my ball. I was walking back and forth in the apartment, everything. So I was like, I'm going to keep them going. I just took the castor oil at 3:45. It's about 4:20 right now. My husband is moving some things to our storage unit. Let me stop bouncing. I'm making myself dizzy. I just put my daughter to sleep. I took the castor oil last year with Reagan. Did not work. I took it like 4 times. Didn't work. So I'm scared it's not going to work this time. But we'll see. I didn't do like the midwives brew or anything. I just took 2 shots, 2 tablespoons of castor oil. I I'm not a stranger to no drinks, so I just took them as if I was taking a shot of vodka, okay? But yeah, so just bouncing now. I'm brewing some red raspberry tea. I've been drinking that stuff by the gallons every day. So I'll keep you guys posted. Let's hope this is a success at the end, because I'm very tired of being pregnant. My hips hurt so bad. It's unbearable to walk. Can't breathe. Heartburn. Back hurts. Braxton hit. Everything. Okay? Everything you can name, I have it. So let's just hope. Here's another belly shot. It's huge. And I took 2 more tablespoons. And I decided I want to take a shower and get in bed because they were starting to be painful. But I said I'm not going to get too excited because I don't want to go to the hospital and they send me back once they stop or something. So get in the shower, lay down, relax. And then I woke up in the middle of the night and they were excruciating. So I wake my husband up and I'm like, I'm going to go lay on the couch and I'm going to see if these keep up. And if they do, I'm going to call my mom and have her take me to the hospital because he could stay home with our daughter. So I go sit on the couch, lay down, end up falling asleep, wake up, nothing. Saturday comes, I tell my husband, like, I was discouraged, I was sad it didn't work, I just knew it was going to work. And he's like, oh, let's just wait till Tuesday. And I'm mad because I don't want to wait. Like, I did not want to wait. So I was like, no, I'm going to do it again tomorrow. Sunday comes, we're like, okay, I'm going to wake up. Oh, another reason I wanted to go into labor on my own instead of the scheduled C-section was because I knew if I had the C-section on Tuesday, on Thursday was Thanksgiving. I wanted to be out of the hospital and home with my family before Thanksgiving. I knew if I had him on Tuesday, I would still be in the hospital on Thanksgiving. So just wanted to put that out there. Anyway, Sunday comes and he's like, my husband is like, okay, we're going to wake up, take the castor oil, and we're going to go for a very long walk. Like, okay, perfect. So wake up, I have a breakfast because I wanted to have it while, I had food on my stomach. And this time I did 4 tablespoons of castor oil inside orange juice. If I still have the clip, I'll insert it here. You can still taste the castor oil in the orange juice. Okay, finish it. Yeah, I've taken this with my last pregnancy too, so at this point, I'm used to the taste. No big deal to me. And I take shots of alcohol all the time. Well, before I was pregnant, not now. So I just pretend it's alcohol. I have a sweet tea. It's like it coated my tongue. Let me go. So I take a walk. And I'll keep you guys posted. The orange juice, guzzled it, and then I went for a walk at a local park. And I think by the end of the walk, I was on the phone with my best friend. By the end of the walk, I was telling her, like, I'm starting to feel something, but I was just didn't want to get too excited. And I would say the walk was probably like around 11 in the morning or noon. So we get back in the car. I'm not saying anything to my husband because I don't want to get him, too excited or anything. So get in the car and we came home. Now, once we came home, the contractions started to intensify, but I still didn't want to pay it any mind. So I'm just keeping myself active and moving. I'm walking around the house. I'm doing some cleaning. I'm cooking. I'm doing some last minute things because I feel the contractions, but I'm like, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to get too excited because I already did. So I've been contracting for maybe 45 minutes now. It's like 5 o'clock. And I don't know if I should call the doctor or not. I'm just laying here. They're not super painful. At least I don't think they are. Some of them are, some aren't. I have a high pain tolerance, but I just don't know. So I'm just sitting there waiting till I can't bear them anymore. We'll see. That I don't want to get discouraged again. And if it didn't work that time, I wasn't doing it again because it was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So, you know, it started to pick up. Like they started to pick up and get way more close together. I think I have a screenshot of the contraction timeline that I had. I sent it to my best friend. So they became, my husband was out here in the living room with my daughter. I went to the back because they started to become really painful. And I did not want to crack like with my pain in front of him because I didn't want him to be like, oh, it's nothing, or let's go now. So I go in the bedroom, I'm timing him, I'm in so much pain. And then about an hour or so goes by, he comes back and he's like, what are you doing? I was like, we have to go. I gotta go to the hospital. They were 2 minutes apart. My stomach was rock hard. I was in so much pain. But I wasn't sure if this was it because I've never been in labor before. So I was like, I'm just gonna go because they're 2 minutes apart and I don't want to chance it. So we get in the car, rush to the hospital. I have clips of that. Rush to the hospital, and I have a very, very high pain tolerance, and I also don't show my emotions. So we go, and I go to triage, and I'm telling them, like, oh, I think I'm in labor. Just like this. I'm like, I think I'm in labor. And I'm like, no, you wouldn't be this calm if you're in labor. And I was like, well, I'm having contractions 2 minutes apart, and they're very strong. And they're like, have you drank water? I was like, yes. Have you raised your feet up? Yes. Have you rested? Yes, ma'am, I have. So they triaged me, and she's like, you would be in a lot more pain if you were in labor, but we'll put you back and see what's going on. So they take me to the back, and the nurse again, she was like, you think you're in labor? And I was like, yeah. She was like, you don't look like it, but something must be going on, so I'll hook you up to the monitor and for like 10 minutes, and we'll probably send you on your way. I was like, okay. So I was kind of nervous at that point. I was texting my husband because he couldn't come in because he had our daughter. I was texting my husband. I was like, I think they're going to send me home. They don't think they're strong enough, but we'll see. So I'm still feeling them every 2 minutes, but I was like, I guess these aren't it because clearly I should be screaming, crying. So they hooked me up to the monitor. I'm chilling, literally chilling. I'm breathing through the contractions. They're happening, but I'm chilling. So the nurse comes in and she's like, well, you're definitely having contractions and they're definitely consistent. I'm going to give you some fluids and we'll see if we can stop them. And I'm like, I don't want to stop them. That's not what I want. And I'm thinking in my head, I should have brought that bottle of castor oil with me to keep on guzzling it, but I didn't. So, what happened after that? Oh, they hooked me up. They gave me an IV, and then by that time, more time goes by, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. She comes in about 45 minutes, and she's like, your contractions are intensifying, and they're more close together. I'm going to check to see how far you are dilated, because she's like, you're in labor. So I was like, yes. So she checks me, and she's like, you're at 0 centimeters. You're not dilated at all, but you're extremely soft. She's like, I'm going to get a doctor in here and see what we're going to do. So a doctor comes in, and she's like, we can't get your labor to stop, so we're going to do your C-section tonight. She asked me, she said, do you want me to give you Pitocin and we try naturally? Well, not naturally, with the synthetic hormones, Pitocin, or do you want to just have your scheduled C-section? I was terrified of a uterine rupture. I know it's a very small percentage, but I was terrified of a uterine rupture. So I told her I wanted to go ahead with a C-section. And if you've seen my previous C-section videos, I had a very smooth C-section. I didn't want to risk going, especially since I wasn't dilating on my own, I didn't want to risk being in hours and hours and hours of labor and it doesn't progress and I have an emergency C-section due to his heart rate, my heart rate, anything. So I thought the best thing for me to do was to just go ahead and have another C-section, and this is going to, as far as we know right now, this is going to be our last child. We have a girl and a boy. Extremely blessed, happy. They're very close in age, 17 months apart. I'm good. I want my body back. So, um, yeah, I told her I wanted to have a C-section. And we kind of had like a little back and forth. This was not my OBGYN. This was the OBGYN on call. We had kind of like a back and forth. And I'm like, ma'am, I'm having a C-section. I'm not going to try a vaginal. So she tells me that I can have my C-section at midnight. And it was like 11 o'clock. So my husband calls my mom. My mom rushes to the hospital, they swap my daughter, whatever. And my husband comes up. They wheel me back for my C-section. I was still having contractions. They were like 1 minute apart at that time, but I was not dilating. That was another thing they were afraid of. Like if I didn't dilate fast enough and my contractions are this intense, they might have to have a C-section either way. So wheeled me back for the C-section, in and out in like 20 minutes. It was done. Met my son, my beautiful baby boy, and that was it. That was it. So castor oil did work for me the second time. I think the trick was to stay active, get my body moving, because like I said, the first time I did it, I was kind of in the house and just doing things around the house, but like sit down, get up, bounce on the ball, sit down, get up, lay down, watch TV. But just in time for this video to be over, she's waking up. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh, I had that long walk and I guzzled more, 4 ounces that time. Was done. Thank you for watching. I'll have more videos soon. I'm getting back to myself. I have a lot of videos that I need to film, so I'm sorry that I've been gone so long, but I'm back.